remember this pile of ripped up art from a bunch of months back, and it wasn't the first time I did it. I've made so much stuff over the years that it really becomes a burden to hold on to everything. So I went through, a bunch of stuff and I tore it all up and it was going to go to the garbage, as did several other big batches like this. And I posted it on Facebook and there are a lot of comments that maybe I shouldn't have either ripped it up or that I should donate it or that I should do this or that with it. And it was a little frustrating to me, and so I actually ripped up more, which felt good. Then someone came along and said, maybe you want to hold on to some of that stuff for collage. And so I did. When I still had my studio, we sometimes had students from the community college would come in and they would do service hours where they would help us with whatever projects we needed help with. And I actually had 3 students sort all of this out, like everything like you're looking at right here. They actually sorted out into different materials, and I put them into bags. And I've been going back through those bags and saying, okay, I don't want this anymore, and I don't want this anymore, and I don't want this anymore. And it all went in the trash again. So this was all in a bag of trash, and it was gonna go out. Then I pulled it all back out again. It's bonkers, trying to let go of stuff. I mean, there's so many memories. I didn't rip up everything. I mean, I certainly still have more things. It's just kind of endless. I actually had taken the batch and ripped things even smaller. When something's torn up into a small enough piece, it's not as representational of the original whole. And so all of a sudden you can maybe see something a little bit more clearly. And really the only way that you're going to get there is by doing something like this, is by taking things apart. Like this little piece here, that's a good 10, 12 years ago, but I couldn't stand to look at the piece anymore. And so it got torn up. Maybe it could be part of something new or maybe not. I'd heard many times artists should keep everything because it allows you perspective. It allows you to look back down the mountain and see how far you've come. And I think a big part of art making is there has to be an editing process, what works and what doesn't. If you're an artist and you have a lot of stuff, I just invite you to think of things in different ways. Don't necessarily buy into what people tell you need to do or what you should or shouldn't do. A lot of this process should be about what makes you happy, your own personal discovery process. It's important. And I've talked to a lot of people over the years about art making, and I've kind of just done things in whatever way inspired me in the moment. And so it gets a little bit harder sometimes to be able to edit out all the noise. Like this is a lot of noise. This is distracting. And I'm pulling out little piles of things that seem interesting, and I've already thrown these things away a couple times now, but to be able to look at them and maybe I see something new here that I wouldn't have seen if they were still together, if they were still in their books, if they were still on a shelf. And I just kind of wanted to share this because there's just more than one way to do things. So long. Have fun.